Sound design. Alright, I want to teach you a foolproof method to get the right EQ filter shape for your system EQ every time. Okay, and I learned about this by, first of all, using Sim 3, because when you are manipulating your EQ in Compass, you can see not only the EQ in Sim 3, but you can then also see the results. And then I learned from Merlin Van Veen that you can pretty much do the same thing in your audio analyzer, like your Smaart or your SatLive or your SysTune, just by measuring your EQ at the same time as you're measuring the speaker in the room. Okay, you remember that in a previous video, I also measured just the EQ by itself. Well, I left that connected, and what I can do now is just measure the EQ and basically do a paint by numbers.
Maybe this little tree died and he's naked now, just a skeleton hanging out here.
To get the exact shape that I want. So for this, I can actually turn the speaker off for a minute so we don't have to listen to it. Then I'll hit play on my measurement here. Turn on the generator. Whoa, looks like I already have some EQ in there from messing around with it before. Let's get rid of this. Reset my EQ. All right, so the EQ's flat. How am I going to decide what to EQ? Well, you remember I created my target trace before, so I just put it on top of my optical and mathematical averages here, so I can avoid EQing any comb filtering. And now I'll just start looking at the trends. Now, since I offset my target trace by 4 dB, I should probably also offset this guy. So what do I need to do here to my measurements to make it a little bit more like my target trace? So it looks like I have some buildup in this area, but probably more importantly, I want to avoid blowing people's ears out up here around 14K where I can't even hear it. And this low end looks like it may actually be ending up where I want it to already. Okay, down here around 30 Hertz, the speaker isn't even really playing that much. So I may leave this alone a little bit. I may turn it up a couple of dB. We'll see. So let's start with this high-end thing that I'm nervous about, and then we'll maybe play with this area a little bit. And then maybe bump up the low end. All right, now an important part of this is that I want to invert my EQ measurement. Take a look at that, click inverted, and OK. And why did it go up? Oh, OK. There we go. So I had to change the offset because it's inverted. So let's go to my EQ and let's start making some changes. So probably a high shelf here, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this EQ, but I'm actually looking up here. All right, so basically what I'm doing now is I'm just drawing up to the peaks of these trends here. Okay, a little too high. Okay, that'll probably work. Do I want to put a filter here? Let's try it. Looks like it's going to need to be pretty narrow. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about this right now because it's just one of those traces, okay? It's not all of them, and I'm mainly looking at that pink one in there anyway. And then do I want to do a little boost here in the low end? Maybe so. Let's give it a shot. You know what? I think instead of the low shelf, I'm just going to cut these a little bit, okay? Because I don't want any low mid, any low buildup there. So let's grab this guy. There we go. And we can make this faster. It doesn't have to be so slow. There we go. All right, so now I have this drawn in. And now I could have done it with the speaker on. I just did it off for my own hearing. But now I'm going to turn the speaker on, and we'll be able to turn on the measurement as well and see our results. So let's leave the EQ out for a second. And now I'm going to turn the EQ back on, and we'll see if we start to get some of these changes that we wanted. Okay. And now I can just start fine-tuning a little bit. So I might close these, and then I might just look at the live trace. What I really should do is go back and measure several points again, do my optical and mathematical averaging, and then move forward. But when you're working quickly, I think measuring your EQ so that you can just draw the shape on top of it can not only give you really accurate results, but it can also help you be really fast. You don't have to just draw it in, wait for the result, draw it in, wait for the result. I think it can also give you a little bit more satisfaction of seeing, yes, okay, this is actually the thing that I want. All right, so this is one of the easiest, most accurate ways that I've learned to create the right EQ filter shape for your sound system EQ pretty much every time without making a mistake. If you guys have another method, I would love to hear from you. You know, the more input I get from people, the more I can update my own methods, and then I can share them with everybody else. So comment below this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Sound design.